AskReddit by Stoffer Gluggy. What are you starting to like less and less the older you get? Malls. Used to love hanging out at the local mall with friends as a teen, but as an adult, I fully just beeline straight to what I need to get and then it's just survival mode until I get back to my car. Probably because most of the fun novelty stores are gone. It's all the same fashion and sport outlets and my local mall. They all feel the same now. My life and choices. For real. Dealing with the consequences of those choices made in the past is not fun. Being sick. It was an excuse to stay home and play video games when I was a child, and my body could usually fight it off pretty well. Sick days weren't even that bad. Now my body hurts a lot more with much lesser illnesses. Symptoms linger around much longer, and many times it's not serious enough to justify staying home, so I just have to go about my day anyways. If I do get sick enough to stay home from work, I am nowhere close to being in good spirits. I am not playing video games all day long. I am laying in bed contemplating where it all went wrong. Deleted. Getting up in the morning. I mean, I love the fact that I'm alive, but shit, getting up and out of bed sucks. Bed is soft and warm. The world is cold and hard. I choose bed. Minis. Right there with you. I even got rid of one of mine and have an aftermarket model now. The typical bar scene. I get off work and want to unwind. I don't enjoy the loud, nearly shouting level of noise at the typical bars. I want medium volume bars that are fun and lively, but not noisy. I miss my old favorite bar. COVID economy killed it. Craft beers and good appetizers is what I want after a long day. Not shots and drunken fools. Sadly, the way bars make the most money is drunken fools ordering rounds of shots. Leaving the house lol. The pandemic lockdown fed my homebody instincts and now it's hard to go back. Social media. It's vapid, boring, and a continuous stream of advertisements now. I remember when it used to be fun. Now I've deleted pretty much all forms of it except Reddit. Dude, literally everything is advertisements now. It's getting exhausting. Even iMessage games are littered with advertisements. I remember when Instagram had just one advertisement you had to skip in between stories. Now there's two. If you wanna go to the next story on Snapchat, there's an advertisement you have to look at before you can. I hate it. Working. I dunno. I never really liked it in the first place. Enjoyment and happiness doesn't hit like it used to. I am still generally happy and enjoy doing things, but it doesn't get me as excited as it has in the past. I had an older friend who said getting older was like the roller coaster ride evening out. Highs not so high but lows not so low. Spending money. When I was younger, I'd save up cash and buy clothes and shoes and food and all kinds of useless shit. Now I'm in my 30s and it feels like I'm bleeding money just to survive. I'm currently looking for a new apartment with in-unit laundry, and you'd think having laundry in your apartment was a luxury for kings and queens. How does anybody afford anything? To be fair, that's not just a you thing. Stagnant wages, increasing costs of living, etc. all contribute to the average person having less spending saving power than they did in the past. Staying out late like past 9 PM is late. Work has my eyes tired by 5 PM. I'm physically tired by 7. Large crowds, waiting in lines, small talk, and doing laundry. If I see a line with more than 10 people, I'll just say to myself fuck this shit and walk away, unless it's at the register at the grocery store. Sugar. I don't know why, but I want to taste the actual food more than the taste of it coated in sugar. I used to be able to put away a yard of cotton candy at a baseball game. Now even a fraction of that makes me feel sick. I've definitely lost my sweet tooth as I've aged. Driving at night. When headlights come at me while I drive at night, I basically spend the whole time hoping I'm in the right lane. I drive 40 minutes to work in the dark and 40 minutes home in the dark from pretty much September until April. It's horrifying. People. What a bunch of bastards. Driving. I loved cruising around. Now I'm really scared some rando is going to kill me while texting or not checking their mirrors or making a video. Debating. I just get tired of defending myself. All I want to do is go home and sleep. Can we just agree to disagree? Oh, and also my back. Yeah, when you come to the realization that you don't have an opinion on everything, or need to have an opinion on everything, it gets tiring when people engage you as if you do. Candy. I prefer baked goods more often now. Getting drunk. I've had 1,000 wonderful nights with some of the most amazing people and I can hardly remember any of it. Plus it makes me fat, makes me wanna smoke, and very rarely but enough that it sucks, it makes me an asshole. I can barely drink anymore at 35. I went out last weekend thinking I haven't drank for ages, let loose and deal with the consequences. I had 2 glasses of wine and a beer. I felt bloated and knackered, so I went home. Rock and roll, baby. Birthdays. I just had a birthday, 38. My dad gave me some organic strawberries that were delicious. My boyfriend bought me cheap wine and Chinese food, also delicious. No cake, no party, no fanfare. Best birthday ever. Honestly, video games. I still like them, but I feel like only 1/10 hold my attention more than a few minutes. Even then, I don't complete many these days. When I was a kid, I would play just about anything and I would do so for hours on end. For me, I still love video games, but I notice specific types of games I become less interested in. I have practically no interest in FPS games anymore. They just bore me. They were never my preferred genre to begin with, but I used to at least tolerate them. Also, I'm not as inclined to play MOBAs like I used to, although I do still think they're fun on occasion. Multiplayer games in general are fine, but MOBAs specifically is what I mean. Social media, going to work, large crowded areas, events. Loud noises. What? Working 10 hours a day. I also do 10 to 12 hours but only work 4 days instead of 5. That extra day off is absolutely worth a couple hours more on work days. Alcohol. I'm 33, and I think it's a waste of money and doesn't make me feel good. It just makes me bloat and makes me feel shitty the next day. I still drink on occasion, but very seldom these days. Yes. The older I get, the less I enjoy alcohol. In my 20s, I could drink all evening, and get up to go to work the next day. If I drank too much, I'd feel a little ill the next morning but bounce back by noon. Once I hit my mid-30s, a night of overindulgence would leave me feeling like death the entire next day. I'm now in my 40s, and anything over 1.5 drinks will keep me from sleeping at all and leave me bloated for days. I used to love red wine, but now it gives me splitting headaches. I have maybe 2-4 drinks per month. Also, my tolerance for conversation with drunk people is increasingly low. And you start to realize that those friends who still binge drink frequently like they are in their 20s might be alcoholics. The normal life. The fact that I'm forced, financially, to spend more time at work than with my family has really been weighing on me ever since my daughter was born. That sounds physically and emotionally tiring. I hope you have support for yourself in addition to the love of your family. Heat. I live in South Florida where people from colder climates covet our weather. They don't understand the hell that is humidity. Most of the time I walk from my car to my doorstep, I'm drenched in sweat. Walking my dog in humidity is like walking through a hot cloud. I live inland so I don't get the ocean breeze. The air feels like soup. Also, this is not the heat of my Florida youth. It was always hot, but never like this. Worse, our air conditioners cannot keep up with the constant heat. I live in Thailand and weather-wise it can only be described as a hellmouth. It's hot and humid during the day, it's hot and humid at night. It's hot and humid in July, it's hot and humid in January. 40-degree days and 30-degree nights with 90% humidity are getting on my nerves. Acting like I'm happy to be at work and like I give a shit about the other people I work with. Stanley was the most accurate character of The Office. Man, there are sitcoms I used to like several years ago. I go back and watch them now and they just seem crude and dumb. I agree. I see shorts of stuff from Big Bang Theory or Friends and all I can think is how insufferable and just outright mean these characters are. The jokes aren't all that funny either.